Explore Port Townsend, Washington, your ultimate 3-day weekend guide. By Brian Hamilton. Experience the perfect 3-day weekend in Port Townsend, Washington. Discover historic charm, scenic coastal views, outdoor adventures, and vibrant local culture with our detailed guide to making the most of your stay. Introduction. Port Townsend, Washington, is a hidden gem on the Olympic Peninsula, offering visitors a unique blend of natural beauty, rich history, and vibrant arts and culture. Nestled on the northeastern tip of the peninsula, this charming Victorian seaport town is surrounded by stunning views of the Olympic Mountains and the Puget Sound. Whether you're drawn by its historic architecture, scenic waterfront, or creative community, a 3-day weekend in Port Townsend promises an unforgettable experience. Port Townsend is located in Jefferson County, Washington, approximately 55 miles northwest of Seattle. It sits at the entrance to Puget Sound, where the Strait of Juan de Fuca meets the Admiralty Inlet, offering panoramic views of both water and mountains. The town's location is strategic, providing easy access to the Olympic National Park to the west and the San Juan Islands to the north. The geography of Port Townsend is characterized by its rugged coastline, rolling hills, and lush forests. The town itself is divided into two main areas: uptown, perched on a bluff, and downtown, which hugs the waterfront. This unique topography has shaped the town's development, with historic Victorian homes lining the streets of uptown and a bustling waterfront filled with shops, galleries, and restaurants in downtown. Port Townsend was founded in 1851 and quickly became a key port for ships entering Puget Sound. By the late 19th century, it was one of the busiest seaports on the West Coast, earning the nickname City of Dreams due to its booming economy and ambitious plans for growth. However, when the railroad bypassed the town in favor of Seattle, Port Townsend's growth stalled, leaving behind a treasure trove of Victorian architecture that remains largely intact today. The town's rich maritime history is evident in its well-preserved buildings, many of which date back to the late 1800s. Today, Port Townsend is recognized as a National Historic Landmark District, and its commitment to preserving its heritage is evident in the meticulous care taken to maintain these historic structures. Day 1, Arrival and Downtown Exploration. Morning, arrival and check-in. Start your weekend by arriving in Port Townsend mid-morning. If you're coming from Seattle, you can take the ferry from Edmonds to Kingston and then drive along the scenic Hood Canal to reach the town. Alternatively, drive around Puget Sound via the Tacoma Narrows Bridge for a longer but equally beautiful route. Check into your accommodation, whether you've chosen a cozy bed and breakfast, a historic inn, or a waterfront hotel. The historic Manresa Castle or the Palace Hotel, both located in charming Victorian buildings, are excellent choices for those looking to immerse themselves in the town's history. Late morning, explore the downtown waterfront. Begin your exploration of Port Townsend with a stroll along the downtown waterfront. This area is the heart of the town, where historic buildings house an array of boutiques, galleries, and cafes. Start at Water Street, where you'll find beautifully preserved Victorian-era buildings like the Hastings Building and the James and Hastings Building, both emblematic of the town's architectural heritage. Visit the Northwest Maritime Center, located at the end of Water Street, to learn about Port Townsend's maritime history. The center offers exhibits on boat building, sailing, and the town's rich nautical traditions. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of local craftsmen working on traditional wooden boats in the nearby boatyard. Lunch, waterfront dining. For lunch, head to one of the many waterfront restaurants that offer fresh, locally sourced seafood. Try Doc's Marina Grill, where you can enjoy a variety of seafood dishes while taking in views of the marina and the distant Cascade Mountains. Another excellent option is Silverwater Cafe, known for its creative takes on Pacific Northwest cuisine. Afternoon, visit the Jefferson Museum of Art and History. After lunch, make your way to the Jefferson Museum of Art and History, housed in the historic City Hall building. This museum provides a fascinating overview of Port Townsend's history, from its indigenous roots to its rise as a Victorian seaport. Exhibits include photographs, artifacts, and stories of the people who shaped the town. Don't miss the jail in the basement, which offers a glimpse into the town's past law enforcement. Late afternoon, stroll through Uptown. Next, head up the hill to Uptown, Port Townsend's residential area, known for its grand Victorian homes and scenic views. Take a leisurely walk through Chetzemoka Park, a beautiful green space overlooking Admiralty Inlet. The park is named after a S'Klallam tribal leader and offers walking trails, picnic areas, and beach access. As you explore Uptown, you'll notice the historic character of the neighborhood, with its stately homes, churches, and the historic bell tower, which once served as a fire lookout. This area provides a quiet contrast to the bustling downtown, offering a peaceful retreat with stunning views of the surrounding waters. Dinner, fine dining in Uptown. For dinner, consider dining at one of Uptown's fine dining establishments. The Fountain Cafe is a beloved local spot known for its intimate atmosphere and farm-to-table cuisine. Alternatively, head to Alchemy Bistro and Wine Bar for a European-inspired menu paired with an extensive wine list. Evening, sunset at Fort Worden State Park. End your first day with a visit to Fort Worden State Park, located just a short drive from downtown. This historic military fort offers stunning views of the Puget Sound and the Olympic Mountains, making it the perfect spot to watch the sunset. Explore the fort's historic buildings, which include old barracks, gun emplacements, and the Point Wilson Lighthouse. If you're in the mood for some evening entertainment, check the schedule at the Fort Worden's McCurdy Pavilion or the Wheeler Theater, which often hosts live music, theater performances, and film screenings. Day 2, Outdoor Adventures and Arts. Morning, kayaking or whale watching. Start your second day with an outdoor adventure on the water. Depending on the season, you can choose between kayaking or whale watching. Kayaking. Rent a kayak from a local outfitter like PT Outdoors and explore the calm waters of Port Townsend Bay. Paddle along the shoreline, where you can see marine life such as seals, sea lions, and bald eagles. If you're feeling adventurous, paddle out to Fort Flagler State Park on nearby Marrowstone Island. Whale watching. If you visit between May and September, consider booking a whale watching tour. Local operators offer tours that take you into the Strait of Juan de Fuca, where you might spot orcas, humpback whales, and gray whales. The tours often include sightings of other marine life, such as porpoises and seabirds. Lunch. Picnic at Fort Flagler State Park. After your morning adventure, take a short drive or paddle to Fort Flagler State Park, located on Marrowstone Island. Pack a picnic lunch and enjoy it on one of the park's many scenic beaches. The park offers panoramic views of the Olympic Mountains, Mount Rainier, and the San Juan Islands. After lunch, explore the historic military structures or hike one of the park's many trails. Afternoon. Art galleries and studios return to Port Townsend in the afternoon to explore the town's vibrant art scene. Start with a visit to Northwind Art, a local gallery that showcases the work of regional artists in various mediums, from painting to sculpture. Next, visit the Port Townsend School of the Arts, where you can view rotating exhibits and even participate in a workshop if time allows. Port Townsend is also home to many artist studios, which are often open to the public. Take a stroll through the town's arts district, where you can visit working studios and meet the artists behind the creations. This is a great opportunity to purchase unique, locally made souvenirs. Late afternoon, tea and books. After immersing yourself in the local art scene, take a break at the Old Whiskey Mill, a cozy spot for a cup of tea or coffee. If you're a book lover, Port Townsend has several independent bookstores worth exploring, such as Imprint Bookstore, known for its carefully curated selection of literature, history, and regional books. Dinner. Local seafood for dinner. Indulge in more of Port Townsend's fresh seafood offerings. The Alderwood Bistro is a local favorite, known for its wood-fired dishes and emphasis on local, sustainable ingredients. Alternatively, Finisterre offers a fine dining experience with a focus on seasonal Pacific Northwest cuisine. Evening. Live music and entertainment. Port Townsend has a lively music scene, with many venues offering live performances on weekends. Check out the schedule at Sirens Pub, a popular spot for live music, or the Rose Theater, which often features live performances alongside independent and classic films. End your day by enjoying the local talent and soaking in the vibrant community atmosphere. Day 3, History and Nature. Morning. Historic walking tour. Begin your final day in Port Townsend with a self-guided walking tour of the town's historic landmarks. Start at the Jefferson County Courthouse, an iconic red brick building with a striking clock tower, built in 1892. From there, walk to the Rothschild House Museum, a well-preserved 19th-century home offering a glimpse into the life of a prominent local family during the Victorian era. Continue your tour by visiting the Anne Sterrett Mansion, a grand Victorian home known for its elaborate architecture and storied past. If you're interested in more local history, the Port Townsend Historic District offers plenty of other landmarks to explore, including churches, schools, and homes that have been meticulously preserved. Late morning. Hike at Fort Worden State Park. After exploring the town's historic sites, head back to Fort Worden State Park for a morning hike. The park offers a variety of trails, from easy walks to more challenging hikes. The Bluff Trail is a popular choice, offering breathtaking views of the Puget Sound and the Strait of Juan de Fuca. As you hike, keep an eye out for wildlife, including deer, eagles, and the occasional fox. For a longer hike, try the Artillery Hill Trail, which takes you through dense forests and past old military bunkers. The trail is well marked and offers a mix of history and natural beauty, making it a fitting way to cap off your visit to Port Townsend. Lunch. Farm-to-table dining. For your final lunch in Port Townsend, Treat yourself to a farm-to-table experience at the Fountain Cafe or the Reveille at the Fort Worden Commons. Both restaurants focus on using locally sourced ingredients to create delicious, seasonal dishes. Enjoy your meal with a view, reflecting on the experiences of the weekend. Afternoon, visit the Port Townsend Marine Science Center before you leave town. Make a stop at the Port Townsend Marine Science Center, located at Fort Worden State Park. This hands-on facility offers interactive exhibits and touch tanks where you can learn about the local marine environment. The center is committed to conservation and education, making it a great place to discover more about the diverse ecosystems of the Pacific Northwest. Late afternoon, shopping and departure. Spend your final hours in Port Townsend browsing the local shops for souvenirs. Water Street is home to a variety of stores, offering everything from artisanal crafts to outdoor gear. Pick up a few locally made products to remember your trip by, whether it's handcrafted jewelry, art, or gourmet treats. If time allows, take a final walk along the waterfront, soaking in the views of the marina and the distant mountains. As you prepare to depart, you'll likely feel a strong connection to this unique town, with its blend of history, nature, and creativity. Conclusion: Port Townsend offers the perfect blend of outdoor adventure, historic charm, and artistic inspiration for a memorable 3-day weekend. From exploring the town's well-preserved Victorian architecture to kayaking in the calm waters of Port Townsend Bay, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Whether you're drawn by its scenic beauty, rich history, or vibrant art scene, Port Townsend is sure to leave a lasting impression. As you leave, you'll likely find yourself already planning your next visit to this captivating corner of the Pacific Northwest. What to read next? Combining quality and passion to make the open sea possible. An Adventurer's Guide to Dry Tortugas National Park, Florida. Visiting Port Angeles near Hurricane Ridge and Olympic National Park. Explorer's Guide to the Olympic Peninsula Loop, Washington. Review of the updated Jackery Explorer 1000 V2 Portable Power.